Hello and welcome to Park Lane, where Sedgley Tigers are taking on Rosslyn Park in what is a blustery, damp, drizzly afternoon here in Manchester. I'm joined today by Joe Barnes-Taylor. Joe, nice to be here.
Well, as always, but except for the conditions, maybe freezing up here, Tom. I can't imagine what it's like down there.
Yes, it's very cold here today in North Manchester. Just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who tuned in 2 weeks ago when Sedge Tigers took on Richmond away. So thank you for everyone who tuned in. And if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. And just to whet your appetite for today's game, I'm going to get into some team news. So we'll start with the visitors, Rosslyn Park. At the front row, it consists of Conrad Cade at 1, Loic Kesey at 2, and Reece Charalambous at 3. 4 and 5 is Jake Cleet and Gregor Galanders, with Jack Digby, Arthur Ellis, the captain, at 6 and 7, and Archie Hoskin, number 8. Charlie Mulcrone comes back into the team at number 9, with Joshua Bragman at fly half, number 10. Sam Keno and Tom Stanton make up 12 and 13 in the centre, and the free-flowing back three of Benji Marfo, James Cordy-Redden and Charlie Walker all start on the wings and at fullback. And the replacements today for Rosslyn Park are Jasper Cameron, Matt Woodward, and a slight change as it appears on our graphic is Thomas Bell is in for Henry Spencer at 18, with Owen Davis number 19 and number 20 Stephen James. The Tigers lineup for today is number 1 Austin Downham, Adam Mallinson number 2 at hooker with Danny Rowlands at number 3. Bob Birtwell and Connor James start at 4 and 5, with Alex Benbatouche at number 6 and Isaac Deans number 7, accompanied by Tom Ailes at number 8. Matt Sturgis starts at scrum half and Charlie Wardle comes in for Warren Seals at number 10. Albert Bradshaw is on the wings with Reece Henderson at 14, and Matt Riley and Matt Law start at 12 and 13 in the centre, and Andy Riley at number 15 fullback. The replacements today for Sedgley Tigers are John Blanchard number 16, Ben Gregory number 17, Frank Chatterton at number 18, Will Wotton number 19, and number 20 Nathan Pope. Some more team information for Sedgley Tigers. Lewis Bradley is out with concussion. He suffered concussion against Richmond 2 weeks ago as the Rosslyn Park team make their way onto the pitch, being cheered on, clapped onto the pitch by the Sedgley Tigers under-14s. So back to Lewis Bradley. He's out with concussion, subject to some tests. He should be back in action next week. Joe, as the players make their way onto the pitch, what sort of things can you expect from today's game?
Well, just the conditions mostly are going to play a massive factor in today's game. You know, Tigers famously can be very slick with the ball, and did so against Titans 2 weeks ago. But playing to these conditions will be very difficult. You've got the wind changing direction every few minutes, the constant rain. But one thing I will say is the Tigers have done very well in the past to adapt to their surroundings, adapt to what's in front of them, and let's hope they can do that today.
So Tigers entering the pitch there with the under-14 mascots. Matt Riley leading the team out, that will be making his 448th appearance for Tigers today. And the man under centre, keeping everything above board, is referee Ben Rayner, and he's accompanied by his assistant officials Josh Smith and Paul Finken. So it's a very dark and gloomy afternoon here at Park Lane. The floodlights are already on.
No, I can imagine it's going to be a bit of a slugfest today, Tom. Not much playing through the hands, pure just playing through the forwards, simple rugby.
Yeah,
and try and minimise penalties.
Interesting to note as well. So Tigers without Warren Seals, and it's Matt Law who's going to start this game off with a kick that flies, bouncing out into touch. I'm not sure if it did touch the Rosslyn Park defender. I think it might have done.
They've given it to Tigers either way. Rather cruel start there from Matt Law. Fired it right down the throat of his opposite man.
Yeah, Tigers playing with the wind behind them this half.
It's always interesting to find that, Tom. What side the Tigers decide to play on, given the conditions. I imagine if they're playing with the wind in the first half, they'll be wanting to use that to their advantage early on and create an early lead, as we've seen in previous weeks.
So it's a Rosslyn Park line out, which is thrown in by Loic Kesey.
Both teams very narrow, obviously compensating for the shortened passing possibilities.
So I'm going to set up for the box kick here from Charlie Mulcrone.
Reece Henderson spotted that and has dropped back.
Well collected by Albert Bradshaw.
That's a good little run as well.
Sturgis now to Downham. Sturgis jumping over the tackler. Wardle intercepted the pass there is Bragman. And it's a good turnover for Rosslyn Park early in the game. Here's Stanton. Finds Walker. Marfo.
That's really nice, Tom. Holding that ball just a little bit longer to draw the man.
Rayner penalises the Tigers there. So Bragman will kick this into touch. Just trying to adjust himself to the wind.
Oh.
And that ball is not going out of play.
Not even close.
And Andy Riley collects. He sends the ball back and it's flown a good 50 metres there. It's well collected by Bragman.
Well, that just shows the effect of the wind there, Tom. You know, when you got behind it, it can work your wonders.
Yeah, and just in that passage of play there, 2 kicks. Andy Riley's kick, his clearance away, he's flown a good 50 metres. And Bragman tries a little kick in behind and it's barely gone 10. So it'll be a line out for Tigers. Mallinson to distribute this ball in play.
That's another thing, Tom, I think we mentioned before we started was line-ups as well going to be difficult in these conditions, you know. Of course, the referee will have to take the wind in consideration, but I do imagine we'll see a high penalty count in that area just because of the wind and the rain.
So Sturge is going to settle for the kick away. Sends it high. It's well collected. Penalty advantage. High tackle. It was Ben Batouche there who was penalised. So Bragman makes sure this time with his kick into touch. Rosslyn Park are coming into this game on a high after winning their last game 33-29 versus Plymouth Albion. And they've been in some good form this year as they sit 4th in the table.
Won 4 of the last 5 games as well as Rosslyn Park, so they're on a decent winning streak as well, especially compared to their hosts.
That only loss came against Birmingham Moseley, which was a 27-26 loss, so a narrow defeat in their last away game.
Moseley, in fairness, having a great season as well.
So it's another tough test for Tigers to face this week as Cade has a run. It's number 8, Hoskin. Ailes trying to get over the top of the ball. Bragman inside to find number 6, Digby. He's got numbers on his left, that's Stanton. He's got to get it down. No, he's brought down just inside the 5.
That's great defense.
But the ball's loose, and Reece Henderson's got it.
Oh.
And he's kicked in behind, and now it's a foot race. And who's going to get there first? Charlie Walker's dived on the ball. Henderson's on the tackle. And that ball's loose again. Sturgis is chasing it now. The ball's still loose. Bertie Bradshaw's there. It's a foot race. Marfo. Who's going to get there first?
No.
And the ball goes dead. So there will be a goal line dropout. Very messy.
What an exciting turn of events there, Tom. We've switched ends in the space of 20 seconds. Henderson doing what he does best and getting the Tigers out of trouble as well. That was a great little dink over the top.
Yeah, I think the conditions helped with that passage of play there as well, Joe, with the The ball slipping around.
It was quite a safe one as well, Tom, to be fair. I wonder if Henderson thought about that in that decision wherein, I won't kick it too far or the wind might carry it the wrong way.
Yeah, I think it was the correct option was to kick as Bragman now delivers the goal line dropout, collected by Ailes.
The Tigers have got Rosslyn back under pressure again.
Sturgis to Mallinson. Strong tackling there from Keno. Downham. Charlie Wardle. A little reverse pass to Wales. Bemba Touche. Oof, that was a big hit.
That's a great carry from Bemba there.
He ate it well as Mallinson. Sturgis. Connor James. Wardle. Bemba Touche. That was a high tackle. Advantage to Tigers. Henderson's there now.
Leaving nothing on the table is Bemba. That's 2 tough collisions in a row.
Sturgis. Wardle. To Bradshaw. And he's going to be penalised for dumb movement, but they'll come back for the high tackle on Bemba Touche earlier in play. So it will be a penalty to Tigers.
We'll see if Sturgis has more luck with his kick than his opposite man.
And they are going to go for the sticks.
Even braver. Do you know, on any other day, I'd say a wise decision. Although, to be fair, they have the wind behind them, so they've got every advantage.
So another interesting moment here. So Tigers are playing without the regular kicker in Warren Seals. I know we've seen quite a few different people have a go at kicking when Warren has been out injured. So this will be Sturgis' first chance, or first time in action of us seeing him go for goal. And it's Tom Ailes who's on the spotting duty as well. We've seen other people like Charlie Wardle, Ollie Glass, Matt Law already restart the game today. Now it's Sturgis' chance. He lines it up.
Oh,
Strikes it well.
It's a lovely little dig.
Straight through the middle of the posts. And Tigers are on the scoreboard. 9 minutes played. Tigers 3, Rosslyn Park 0. I think that might be the aim of this first half for Tigers, Joe. They're coming up against a tough opposition in Rosslyn Park, and when they've got the conditions to their advantage, get the points on the board. And I think opting for goal will definitely be something.
No, definitely. It's all about just playing to conditions, and in these ones in particular, a safe ball is better than no ball.
Look at that bounce straight over the head of Walker, and it's going to go trickle just into the area. Charlie Walker picks it up. And he's overshot. He's past the Bragman, and now this is a mess. And Marfo just trying to evade, going down. And they've got the penalty. Tigers. Look, a complete mess.
Sturgis taking it quick.
Can they punish him now? Downham tries to run between the sticks. Sturgis to Mallinson. The ball's dropped. And it's been knocked on by Adam Mallinson. Well recovered in the end from Rosslyn Park. Well, that was a complete mess.
Well, we've an entertaining start to this game as well, Tom, to say the least.
Yeah, the kick away, I think it was from Andy Riley, and the bounce just...
I've never seen that before. Bounce 7-8 feet in the air.
In what is wet conditions, it bounced as if it was on a rock-hard ground. Sailed over Charlie Walker's head, and then his pass evaded Bragman.
I reckon Sedge won it from that passenger play just there. If they were quick on their feet enough, Tom, that could have been a try, and I reckon that would be something they want to pick up now. Is there will be a lot of mistakes in this game, and the key part of the key to win it will be capitalising on them and trying to minimise your own.
Yes, that could be a moment in the game where you think that is an opportunity wasted, especially early on. The Tigers haven't, and obviously coming into this game not in the best of form. Only 2 wins on the season out of 11. In the last game, they suffered a 21-6 loss versus Richmond, but I must say, the scoreline probably flattered Richmond a little. It was a very close contest in that game until the last 10 minutes or so. As referee Ben Rayner is just sorting things out in this scrum. And it's number 8, Hoskin, picking up at the back, and Tigers are quick onto him. Big hit in there, levelled. And the ball's been knocked on. It's a good recovery tackle from Stanton on Isaac Deans. The ball's free again, and Rosslyn Park have got it, and it's getting kicked away. But they'll come back for the knock-on.
Spilled the ball just short of the line there as well. This is starting to get frustrating, I can imagine.
There's a great intensity out there, though, from Tigers today in this opening 12 minutes that have been played. There's a real urgency out there. As I said, Tigers haven't come into this game on great form, but in the past few weeks they've played including Rosslyn Park today, they've played the top 4 in Rotherham Titans, Rams and Richmond, and in them games they've definitely competed.
Yeah, in all fairness, Tom, they've had a tough break last few games. You know, it might be a little bit unfair to call them out on that one, but like you say, it's not like they've gone out without a fight in any of them games, and I'm sure we'll see the same today.
Sturgis has got the ball in. The scrum's a bit of a mess. Ailes picks it up out the back. She finds Wardle. Little grubber in behind. Can he get it onto it, Bradshaw? The decision's try. 14 minutes played. Tigers 8, Rosslyn Park 0. Ailes with a pick up out the back of the scrum. To Wardle with a little grubber in there behind with his weak foot. And Albert Bradshaw did expertly well to get that ball down in the corner to extend that Tigers lead. And now a chance for Sturgis to convert this from a very difficult angle over on the far side. Should favour his right in-swinging boot.
It's not much further than the one before, to be fair, Tom, but you're right, the angle is tighter.
And that ball's not staying on the tee.
Someone get Ailes back. There we are.
Yeah. There's a chance he could get timed out. Sturgis gets the kick away. And it's through. Great kick from Sturgis. And if you picked it up on the mic, there was a big roar in the crowd as that went through. So Tigers extend their lead. 15 minutes played. Tigers 10, Rosslyn Park 0. It's been a great start to the first half for the home side. Bragman's kick just floating around.
Just short almost.
As Captain Ellis now has it. Bragman kicks in behind. Marfo collects it. Tried to keep it in play. But Charlie Wardle has it. He kicks it now. And that ball goes into touch inside the Rosslyn Park half. You can just see they're getting a bit frustrated. Rosslyn Park there. You can see what they're trying to do with the kicks in behind. But the ball is just going absolutely nowhere. So it's delivered in. It's collected well by Rosslyn Park.
Got a nice drive on here now as well. Still going.
Keesey there at the back, driving this maul.
Connor James doing his best to disrupt that.
Little Crone with a little reverse, and that ball was knocked on from the hit from Birtwell, and Tigers have turned it over. Ailes now has it. Sturgis with a kick in behind. Oh. Andy Riley's chasing it down. Walker's done well to collect. He's dropped it, but it's gone backwards. He's tackled by Henderson. And they're going to set up for the... trying to get some territory as they're backed up inside the 5-metre line.
Back here again, Tom. Yeah. Rosslyn Park really struggling to make anything of anything so far.
Mulcrone with a kick away. It's not gone very far. Almost evades Andy Riley. There is space to the left, but not many numbers. It's brought down just outside the 22.
He did have a look outside as well. He did well to keep hold of it.
And Rosslyn Park have done well to turn that ball over. That's Galanders now with a run. Testing times this is for the visitors, and they're going to have to not only weather the storm of the conditions, but weather the storm that the home side are putting them under. Just playing with it now inside their own 22. They've got numbers to the left. Good hit from Rylands.
Did his best to hit that gap there as well. And clearly playing with their eyes up still.
Bragman away. That's a much better kick. Riley.
That's how a ball should bounce on ground like this, Tom.
Yeah, it landed like a pudding, didn't it? As the ball goes into touch. So it will be a line out.
Line-up form been pretty squeaky clean so far, considering the conditions as well.
Yes, so time off just for now, whilst I think it's number 6, Jack Digby, just received some attention. So time is off. I just want a quick reminder that on the live stream our clock still will be running, so I'll keep you up to date with what the actual time is. So as 18 minutes and 4 seconds of play, time is off. So good chance for me just to remind you, if you are just tuning in for today for the first time, make sure you like and subscribe.
If you are watching as well and feel like getting involved a bit, drop us a comment in the comment section on the live stream as well. We'll see it.
So Mallinson to deliver. Finds Birtwell. Sturgis. Ailes.
Ailes having a strong game today, I'll say that much already. Some strong carries from him.
Matt Law.
Oh, that's a great line.
I think you're right, Jonah. From what I know from watching Tigers, when Tom Ailes has a strong game, Tigers tend to have a strong game in attack as well.
He's clearly fired up, and you're right, that does rub off on the blokes around him as well. You know, bringing aggression into every collision.
He's such a dynamic player. As Wardle with a little tap across, and referee's just going to bring it back.
Referee's going to ruin everyone's fun.
Yeah, lovely bit of skill there from Wardle.
That's great eyes at rugby, that. He's seen the man coming a mile off.
And in these conditions as well, it came off really well. So time off is off again as a player down for Rosslyn Park just received some attention, as well as Ben Batouche for Tigers. In fact, I think Ben Batouche is having his laces tied because his hands are probably that cold.
It's a valid excuse, to be fair.
An opportunity for me to tell you what's coming up next for Tigers. They travel to Darlington Moden Park next week, which will be another tough game at the bottom of the table, unfortunately for both teams. And then it's a Derby Day game here to end the year as Tigers take on Sale FC. You can catch both of them games here on Sedge Media YouTube channel. So make sure you've tapped your notifications on, and you'll be alerted for when them games are live.
Smash that bell and all that.
And Rosslyn Park, for all our viewers who are tuning in from Rosslyn Park, their next games are Rams at home and Richmond away. And they are probably the two of the toughest games you'll get all season in back-to-back games. it's going to be a tough test for them as they to end the year.
Well, to be fair, there's never really a week off in this in National One. You know, anything can happen, and all sides will be bringing the similar levels of physicality and skill.
So number 3, Reece Sharalambu for Rosslyn Park. He's back on his feet. He's had all the checks, so now we'll see a scrum for Tigers just outside the Rosslyn Park 22.
Got a message here in the chat from Tom Gregory saying, "Come on, lads. How was Ben Gregory feeling before the game?" Well, I imagine he's pretty cold at the minute, sat on bench, to be fair. But he's been on decent form recently. But thank you, Tom, for the comment.
So penalty to Tigers, and as you say, Joe, if anybody else is watching and wants to get involved in the chat, please feel free to, and we can shout you out whenever we can. So Sturgis from that penalty is going to go for the sticks again. It's going to be the common theme in this first half, I think, for Tigers. Get the points on the board. As much of the action so far has been played in the Rosslyn Park half. And Sturgis, who's already kicked one penalty through and converted one, pardon me, will have another opportunity.
You're right about playing most of this game in the visitors' half, Tom. But I don't know if you agree. I don't feel the scoreboard is quite reflecting that so far. You know, with all the opportunities that Tigers have had.
Yeah, I think there was a moment earlier, wasn't there, where there was a passage of play where it was just a bit of madness from Rosslyn Park, and then Tigers just couldn't punish them.
Well, that's it. And you know, it's easy enough to blame that on the conditions, but sometimes it's just about, you know, staying calm under stress. And as I say that, Sedge's penalty goes just wide.
Yeah, the groans ring around the David H. Smith stand. So it will be a 22 dropout for Rosslyn Park. So Bragman with the kick away. And it's not a bad one. Collected by Ailes.
It's like a dead weight in the air once it gets above.
Yeah, I think with the conditions there, Joe, I think he'd have took that where that kick went.
Not bad, yeah.
So Sturgis, Wardle to James.
That did look a little forward, but referees allowed it.
Law to Wardle. Kicks it in behind.
Oh, it's a nice kick as well.
Walker.
Got the Rosslyn back three retreating.
He's isolated. And he's
well
just
avoid
evaded
it,
Henderson. Ben Batouche brings him down, deemed high. I have noticed something, Joe. Charlie Wardle so far, he's done 3 kicks and they've all been with his weak foot, with his left foot.
Well,
So he must be very ambidextrous.
well that's
in that
it. He's a man of
department.
many talents, says Wardle.
So Bragman with the kick into touch, and it's gone out. Let's see where the spot is. Probably just along the 22. Generous, a yard or so
They've
inside.
stuck it on the 22 just to be easy, I think. There, look.
So Keesey to put this ball in. It's collected well by Cleat.
Tom Ailes tried to get up and contest, but the lift wasn't there. But the counter maul isn't bad from Tigers.
Strong tackle. Hoskin has a run there. Sharalambu has a run, tackled by Birtwell. Can't really get out as as of yet. They're going to set up for the box kick away, though, is Mulcrone. Sends it very high. Henderson's under it, met by Marfo, and he's going to go into touch. He's coming back for offside. And it's on number 3, Reece Sharilambu, who is offside. So Wardle into touch. Mallinson just drying the ball off in these testing times and testing conditions, so good chance for Tigers to set up a maul here. Connor James collects well.
Great take.
And it's driving. Gain of about 7 or 8 metres. It's still moving. Still going.
Sturgis is there grabbing for it, but the Tigers are holding on to the ball.
Wardle's trying to get in there. Matt Riley. Reece
Slings
Henderson.
out.
Skipping.
Back into trouble.
Burtwell. Chops at the knees. Mallinson has a go. Advantage to Tigers. Rylance. Wardle. Kicked in behind. Can Bradshaw get on the end of it? Oh. What's waiting for the referee's decision?
I've not heard a whistle.
They're just discussing it with his assistant over on the far side. And it's try! 26 minutes played. Tigers 15, Rosslyn Park 0. And Bertie Bradshaw has bagged himself a pair. 2 assists from Wardle. Kicks in behind. And he gets the ball down in the corner. So another difficult kick for Sturgis. He's already made one from a very, very similar angle. They've really worked it so far. Well over on that left-hand side. Shifted the ball well, and that's where it's proved quite pivotal in attack for Tigers to get these tries in. Sturgis now. Held in position by Matt Law. Kicks.
He's lofted it just wide, looks like.
Yeah. Just to the left of the stick. So 27 minutes gone. Tigers 15, Rosslyn Park 0. So Bragman will restart this contest. Kicks it more flat this time. Bounces. Found Connor James over on that far side. So Sturgis now. Kicks it high. Oh, and he's done really well.
He caught it as well.
James Cordy-Redden there slipped as he went to receive the ball, and he did really well to catch that ball on the floor.
You can call that commitment to the catch.
That was really well done there from the Rosslyn Park number 14. Bragman's pass screams of forward.
He's got away with that one. That was right in line with us as well.
And Bragman just kicks the ball away to gain some territory for Rosslyn Park. Andy Riley now sends it back. And that ball will bounce out into touch.
Decent clearance from Riley there. I'll be the first to say it, Tom. The temperature's definitely dropping.
Yeah, cold, wet, blustery.
But Tigers seem to have taken no notice of it.
Typical northwest December weather. And there will be a penalty to Rosslyn Park on their 10-metre line. So Bragman with the kick. This one's sailed, but it's not gone out into touch. Waldo went to collect. Did go backwards. Riley sends it back. And it's a great kick into touch. Bounced into touch, so it will be a line out inside the Rosslyn Park half. So, Tigers, 30 minutes played, lead 15 points to 0, collected well from Ellis. And now Rosslyn Park's maul drives them into Tigers half. Ooh. And it was a forward pass on number 12, Sam Keddo. So Tigers will get a scrum.
That's well spotted from the ref as well. He was the player on the ball, had his back to the ref, and he still saw the pass go through. That was Sam Keddo, I think.
So it will be a scrum for Tigers just inside their own half. Tigers have used the elements to their advantage in this first half, as playing with a very strong wind behind them. And I think it's fair to say, Joe, that we're not seeing the rugby that Rosslyn Park are probably accustomed to be playing.
Well, no, we never really were in conditions like this, Tom. You know, that they were never really going to be able to play to 100%. They're also their visiting side, which has its drawbacks. And above all else, Tigers have been dominant to the point where they've not allowed Rosslyn Park to express themselves so much. You know, Tigers have done really well to play it through your hands, play it out wide, and just keep the ball out of Rosslyn's hands.
As Charlie Walker just takes the mark. So he kicks this one into touch. I think you're right, Joe. Obviously not the rugby we're probably used to seeing from Rosslyn Park, although last year in this game at Park Lane it was ended in a draw, 24-all. So when they do travel up here, it is always a bit of a quite a close game. As we're just going to see John Blanchard come onto the pitch. He's replacing number 3, Danny Rylance. So the first change of the day comes from the home side.
Got a substantial amount of tape around that right elbow as Blanchard as well. Perhaps something to look out for, but great shift from Rylance there. He can be happy with that.
So Wardle, Ailes, big tackle on him by his counterpart Archie Hoskin.
Right in the ribs.
Mallinson. Still going is Mallinson. Oh, eventually brought down.
Took the third man to do it though.
Matt Riley. It's Isaac Deans. Connor James. Down and driving his way up the field. Blanchard, his first involvement. Oh, and that's a big blow in there. He went straight in.
That was really mean.
Yeah, it was number 6, Jack Digby, just went in there and crunched on Tom Ailes.
He dove at his knee. Yeah,
and that's coming from round the side from Cheryl and Boo, and he's going to be penalised for that. So free play. Wardle kicks it to Andy Riley, and it's knocked on. So he'll come back for the penalty.
I got excited then. I thought that had gone straight into his hands. Yeah, dangerous tackle there from or counter up there from Jack Digby. Dove straight at Ailes' knees. You can tear a PCL doing that.
So from that penalty on, Reece, Cheryl and Boo. Quite typical of this first half. Sturgis is going to opt to take the points. And the wind is just starting to swirl and pick up.
Goes without saying, Tom, we ought to apologise in advance for any windy interference on the microphones.
Setting the scene is what we are.
That's it.
Setting the scene.
There's an ambient noise in the background. It should be fairly easy.
Sturgis strikes, delivers. 36 minutes played. Tigers 18, Rosslyn Park 0. He's been rather excellent as Matt Sturgis so far this season, and he's on kicking duty today, and he's delivered. So Bragman restarts the game.
It's always a point of sort of stress relief for a team, I think, when they know they can rely on their kicker to be consistent.
Oh, and that's bouncing around, and that was a difficult one for Charlie Walker, and his kick's gone absolutely nowhere. So it will be a line out now for Tigers, just outside the Rosslyn Park 22. I think it's fair to say, Joe, Rosslyn Park have not been able to get out of their own half.
No, they've really struggled to make anything of anything so far. We've 4 minutes left on the clock till half time. They'll need to change something if they want to stay in this game. Because I don't see Tigers letting off the gas either. You know, they've had such a great start, and with all the bad luck they've had in recent history, they're not going to want to let up for any reason.
So it's Maul just beginning to drive. Sturgis now gets out the back. Ooh. Finds Matt Riley. Still on his feet. Looks like the ball's out at the back. Sturgis, Mallinson.
Nice little pump fake from Sturgis there as well.
Ball's loose.
Before it went to
and
Riley.
It will be a kick into the corner for Wardle. So, looks just outside the 5 from here for Tigers to probably set up a rolling maul and try and end this half on a high. Mallinson delivers, found Connor James, and that maul is driving.
That's a great initial drive. Rosslyn adding numbers.
Can they get it down? Yes, they can! The David H. Smith stand-ups. And it's Adam Mallinson with the try.
I was going to assume it was Mallinson on that ball. At the back there.
38 minutes played. Tigers 23, Rosslyn Park 0.
This has really been an ideal half for Tigers, considering the climate. You know, for most of their visits into their opponent's half, they've come away with points. So I imagine Scott Barrow will be happy with it when he sees him in the cloakroom in a few minutes.
So another chance for Sturgis now to extend the lead. Just misses to the left.
Yeah, I think he just sliced it on takeoff. Just seen his boot just swing under the ball rather than through it.
So 39 minutes played, and it's Tigers 23, Rosslyn Park 0. It's been a great performance so far from Tigers. Probably what they set out to do, and that's not a great kick from Bragman. He just looks at the floor.
Oh,
but it's knocked on from Ben Batouche. But now Rosslyn Park have a chance.
Jake
Cleat
somehow managed to tackle himself and knock the ball on himself as well.
This will give the visitors some great enthusiasm if they can get in. And they're going to come back for the... Looks like it was a penalty for a high tackle in there as well.
Do you know what I think? Playing dynamic like that in that short passage play will work for Rosslyn as well, because I've seen Isaac Dean struggled to cover his gap for his boot sliding through the mud. So if they can play dynamic and play, you know, not in such a straight line, they might be in for a chance on a try.
Here's Cheryl and Boone now. Rosslyn Park, first time we've had a chance to see him in this area. Big tackle from Blanchard. They have got an advantage. Cade can't really stay on his feet, and they're going to come back for an earlier penalty. Probably be a tap and go.
Yeah, they've woken up again at Rosslyn Park. They seem pretty excited now.
Here comes Ellis now. 40 minutes are up, so that's a big tackle again from Blanchard. That ball's free. Ben Batouche trying to bring down Hoskin. Hoskin's still on his feet.
Tigers really static in defence at the minute.
Another advantage for Rosslyn Park. It's the first chance we've had, and we're going to bring it back for not releasing. So it will be a penalty to Rosslyn Park, and if they can go into this half with some points on the board, this will be a real momentum boost as Hoskin taps and goes.
Great tackle.
It's another advantage. Bragman finds Marfo, and he's dropped it. Well, he's going to come back for an earlier penalty.
That's really unfortunate. The clock has ticked over 40 minutes.
And it's a little bit of handbags between Bragman and can't quite tell.
I think that was well, I don't want to point fingers, but I saw a number 4. Yeah, I was going to say about Rosslyn Park, then I can imagine rather they'll be getting frustrated with this passenger player. You know, all the cards and nothing to show for it.
Well, they definitely have firepower in attack. I mean, the back three of Marfo, Cordy Redden and Walker all have 17 tries combined. And they've had 22 different try scorers this season, have Rosslyn Park.
I really think, or thought rather, Marfo would be one to watch out for as well on this near wing. You know, he looked really dynamic on the ball earlier on.
So it'll be Digby.
This will be last play of this half.
Tap and go.
Goes the same direction again.
Big hit on him. He's inside the 5.
Played it back.
And it's dropped. And it's kicked away. And is the ball going to stay in play? I think it will. It's a foot race. And it's into touch, so... And that is the half-time whistle. The Tigers take the lead into the half. A little bit of a nervy moment there towards the end of that first half, but they keep the lead. So after what's been a very wet and cold and damp afternoon here at Park Lane, it's Tigers 23, Rosslyn Park 0. And we'll just take a quick break just to keep ourselves refreshed and warm up. And if you want to leave any comments in the chat, feel free, but we'll be back soon for the second half as it's Sedge Tigers 23, Rosslyn Park 0. Hello and welcome back to Park Lane on what is a very cold, damp afternoon. A lot of people in this stand jumping around to keep themselves warm. But they've been jumping for joy in that first half as it's Tigers 23, Rosslyn Park 0. And Tigers were kicking towards the Phillips Park end, and they had the wind with them. So they used that to their advantage to get the points on the board. And Rosslyn Park have had to try and weather the storm. And I suspect that a lot of the play will be played in Sedgley's half in this second half, as Bragman will get the second half underway.
I was thinking that, Tom. You know, we were talking about how Park struggled to make anything of anything in that last game, but in that last half rather. But you know, I imagine a lot of that will be due to just being stuck in their half against the wind.
And the wind has definitely picked up over the break as Bragman's kick is flat and it flew into Tom Ayles's chest. But he did well to collect. Downham now. Sturgis. It's a good run from Blanchard. Sturgis with a kick high. It's not gone very far. Tapped back by Rosslyn Park. Bragman kicks into touch, and it's a good kick. Takes them deep into the 22 of Tigers, and now this is where we'll get to see Rosslyn Park's free-flowing rugby.
Doesn't look like any changes have been made at half-time either, Tom.
No,
I was expecting at least some for Park. Have some fresh legs on, see if they can't reinvent themselves.
It's well collected by Galanders. Finds Keno. Cade has a run. Tackled by Bembatouche. Ailes trying to get a tackle in there. And they're inside the 5 now, Rosslyn Park. And that ball's loose. And we're going to come back for an earlier penalty. So Bragman will kick for the corner.
Immediately, Park are right where they want to be in the early stages of the second half. Right up in Tiger's face from the off.
Keyser to deliver this ball in and set up the maul. And get Rosslyn Park back in this game, and it's tipped to Sedgley. But it will be a Rosslyn Park ball. So it'll be a scrum. I think we were speaking before the game, Joe, that we'd see quite a few scrums in this game, but we've not seen too many as of yet.
Well, to be fair, for most of those penalty options, Tigers have opted for the kick, albeit wisely, because I can't imagine scrumming in these conditions is easy either. Look, they've even moved over a bit onto fresh ground.
Yeah, it does get quite boggy over there in the far corner.
And bless all the forwards, look, trying to keep active, stay warm. Bitterly cold.
So, well, Crone
It's a better scrum this time, holding steady.
puts the ball in play. Hoskin picks up. Good defence from Tigers so far. Rosslyn Park look to get back in the game, and it's dropped. It's Jake Cleat with the knock on.
That was a great counter, or great scrum from Tigers rather, but I'm not sure. I think it might have been Ben Matouche on this near side flank. Just needs to be careful of that number 8 pick-up. So he was a bit slow to detach. And luckily his inside man covered for him.
And the rain is really starting to come down now.
You can see it, look, it's all diagonal.
On the here at Park Lane.
Traditionalists will call it proper rugby weather, Tom. I call it flipping miserable.
I couldn't have said that better myself, Joe.
Try that one, yeah.
Even the pigeons are trying to keep out the rain.
Yeah, bless him, yeah.
So time is off. Just for now, as player is down receiving some attention.
Looks like a Tigers one, I can't see who from it.
So just to let you know, if you are just tuning in, the clock is still running on our stream, but I'll keep you updated with the clock. So it's only 44 minutes and 25 seconds played at the minute. So Tom Ells is back on his feet.
Good stuff.
So it'll be a scrum now for Tigers. Just outside their own 5 metre line. So, referee today, Ben Rayner, just giving the forwards their orders. Sturgis with the ball in play. Picked up by Ailes out the back. And he's driving. Big tackle on him from Bragman. And it's dropped. Burtwell with the knock on.
Just couldn't keep his fingers around it.
As we were just saying, Joe, that rain is now really coming down hard. We spoke about off air before the game that we expected to see quite a few knock-ons, and we didn't really see that many in the first half. But
I was just thinking then, Tom, I was trying to cast my mind back and see if I can't pick any holes in Sedge's game. But for the most part, it's been fairly positive. You know, we've seen about as many penalties as you would see on a day like this. But in those instances, they've capitalised and nearly matched the score, the points they put on Rosslyn when they met last January. So it's really Rosslyn Park's game to lose today.
And it's tapped and gone from Hoskin. Tackled by Matt Riley.
Not the man I would have elected to run
Cheryl
into.
Ambu bounces into Matt Law. Cade now.
Just a bit slow on that pass.
Cleat.
Lost all his momentum.
Brought down by Deans. The Tigers win themselves the penalty.
That's Ben Batouche with the turnover.
Not releasing. So Wardle with the kick into touch.
Everything just feeling a little bit more sluggish.
Yeah, Tigers are not in no rush at all, are they, Joe? Oh, line out spilled and Rosslyn Park have turned it over.
Straight through his fingers. Oh, that's a great line.
Yeah, great work. They've got
Park the-
numbers over and the ball's on the floor. It's a bit of a mess. It's still legal. And Tigers have turned it over, and it's Connor James, I think, with the ball there, who's gained 10 metres or so, and Sturgis kicks it in behind. Walker juggling the ball.
Nasty bounce.
He's levelled by Henderson.
We've a Rosslyn Park player, I think, on the floor over in the 22, so they're a man down for now.
And that ball's spilled and will be a Rosslyn Park ball. Bragman goes for the corner. Wasn't a great kick by his standards. And I wonder, Joe, is that the right call early on? Do you reckon Rosslyn Park should be going for the tries? I think should just try and get some points on the board to reduce the deficit.
Well, that's it. You know, I've nothing to say about the kicking capability of Park, purely because I haven't seen it since last year. But we saw Sturgis make a couple of kicks from a similar position, so clearly it's possible. And at this point for Park, yeah, I think any points are good points, Tom. I don't think there's any, commendable for Park to go for the 5 instead of the 3. But that's if it all pans out for him. That's if Tigers haven't got anything to say about it. And I think I've just seen number 17 Matt Woodward running on for Park to replace his teammate who's making his way off the pitch. We'll have a confirmation of who that is in just a moment.
I think it's for the injured player,
Yeah.
Reece Sherrill-Mbu, who's hobbling off.
Yeah, no, he was on the ground for a little bit there, but he's had a great game still. Plenty of airtime.
So Rosslyn Park now have it inside the 22 of Tigers. Well, Chrome, that pass is spilled.
It's little things like that, like little spill passes that are going to be the make or break for Park today. You know, they're a good team, Tom. You know, they've put decent points against other good teams on better days, but they're just not being allowed anything today.
Yeah, and they are chasing the game now, so
That's it. All they've done is chase.
it will be a scrum for Tigers inside their own 22. I wonder if we'll see a few extra phases in this second half for Tigers, just to try and burn some of that clock down before they kick the ball away.
Well, for no Tigers, I imagine this will be another Tom Ailes special out the back. And there he goes, ran the blind.
Ailes is brought down now. Blanchard with a run. Apologies if you can hear any wind on the mic.
Well, it's a good clear out from, I just missed who that was, on Park.
Burtwell not really going anywhere.
Trying his best to win that collision.
And a penalty to Tigers on number 1, Conrad Cade, for not rolling away. So Matt Law kicks into touch, and we'll see a couple changes now for Tigers and a change for Rosslyn Park. So for Rosslyn Park, number 19, Owen Davies, is coming onto the field. Will work, and hold on, are we making the changes now? We are indeed, and for Tigers, it's Ben Gregory and Daddy Rylands who are coming onto the pitch. So Adam Mallinson will make way, and looks like it'll be Austin Downham will be replaced. So Danny Rowlands will slot back in at tight head, and John Blanchard will move over to loose head, and Ben Gregory will go in at hooker. And a stellar job has been done by Austin Downham and Adam Mallinson.
No, those two have had a good day. Mallinson obviously came away with that maul try, and Downham's been physical and I'm trying to think of a better word, but he's decent in the breakdowns and one of the unsung heroes of the Tigers side, who just puts in the work.
So that ball was spilled out the line out, and Rosslyn Park have turned it over, and that one's...
It's a great first hit from Ben Gregory.
And there is the first involvement, as you say, Joe, of the replacement hooker, Ben Gregory, just lodging that ball. So it'll be a Tigers scrum.
Tom Gregory, if you're still there, we'd love to hear from you again. Now your boys on the pitch.
The wind is really swirling out there. Would not like to be.
There's a considerable amount of water collecting on the pitch as well.
Yeah, you just see it there, can't you, Joe, where some footholes are, the standing water beginning to... Yeah. And
that's about as good a scrum as you can do in these conditions. I saw all 8 pairs of feet slide backwards on the initial break there.
Tigers earn themselves the penalty.
That were off his left foot as well.
So Tigers line up. And another change for Rosslyn Park is number 18, Thomas Bell, is coming on. And I've not quite worked out yet who he's replaced. He's running off at the other end of the pitch, so I'll get back to you with that information when I can, as Rosslyn Park now have the ball.
Good tackle for him.
The Tigers earn themselves the penalty. It's taken quickly, and the referee, Ben Rayner, just wants them to bring it back.
We've got Henry Bell in the chat as well, cheering on Tom Bell, who's just come on. He's gone, go on, Tom.
So, scrum down now for Tigers. And this is probably the game we were expecting to see, weren't we, Joe?
No, exactly. It was always going to be a little bit lethargic, a little bit, neither side were going to be on top form, but I feel like Tigers have clearly made the best of it. And really at this stage, I really feel like there will be an element of just trying to see this game out with all your fingers. Both sides will give out to the last whistle, but
it's a great scrum from Tigers.
By no means is this a testament to
and the advantage. Sturgis, Riley kicks it away, and it's flown out, but they'll bring it back for the earlier penalty. Great scrum there from the Tigers forwards. Tigers in no rush to get this game restarted. Oh, it's just going to be Tom Hales actually is the reason why. He's just receiving some treatment. Looks like it may be a cut. I've just seen a signal to bring him off, so that'll probably be a blood replacement. Tom Hales, he seems okay, he's running off.
Seeing changes for Park as well. Number 16, Jasper Cameron's just come on.
Number 18, Frank Chatterton, is going to make his debut for the Tigers. He's on a dual reg with Sale Sharks, and he's just been walking onto a pitch from a big "here we go" from Ben Gregory.
He might just be trying to keep warm there, to be fair, Tom.
He got a big pat on the back as well from Charlie Wardle, so they all seem a bit pumped up that he's on.
Well, I'm excited to see what he can offer from that number 8 position. That rain is practically sideways now.
The ball's in by Sturgis. The scrum's going nowhere.
Really equal. Well, both sides got a lot of fresh legs in their pack, so.
Cleared out by Chatterton, and Gregory has a run. He slipped for an extra yard and he's not released the ball. They take it quickly. Oh, and it's getting very wet out there now, and Tigers have won themselves a penalty. Rosslyn Park just wasted that turnover there.
Yeah, well, for these last few minutes, anyway, both sides are really struggling with the elements. You know, trying to wrangle Mother Nature to bend to their will was never going to work. But it's a decent kick nonetheless, into the wind.
So 59 minutes gone. Score remains Tigers 23, Rosslyn Park 0.
One thing I will say, Tom, is I'm disappointed with the lack of sliding on the pitch today. I would have thought that would at least be a cause for joy on a miserable day such as this.
I think so too. So now Tigers setting up a maul. It's now just starting to move.
It's a great maul.
And the ball is out.
Skjorba Blanchard.
Sturgis to Chatterton. Advantage Tigers. You take it quickly, tap and go from Sturgis.
It's brave, but he's made some ground.
And Tigers for the first time in this half have got the ball inside the Rosslyn Park half. High tackle. And here comes Ben Gregory. Strong tackle on the Chatterton there. Still advantage Tigers. This is best case scenario, I think, Joe, for Tigers. They're just going to try and run this clock down.
Yeah,
soak up the play.
Exactly. They've already come here and done what they want to do. Put more than enough points on the board. 3 tries, not enough for an extra point, but enough to put the visitors to bed for another year.
It's a great kick from Matt Law.
Yeah.
So Tigers will have the ball now inside the 22, and there's another change now for Rosslyn Park. Number 20, Stephen James. has just come onto the field. Not quite sure yet as of who he's replaced.
That's Bragman who came off, Tom.
So Tigers now have it inside the 22 of Rosslyn Park. Burtwell.
Well, a decent tussle there from Blanchard to keep the ball.
And that's a driving run from Rylands. But Rosslyn Park have turned it over. They've snatched the ball away. Big hit on. And the ball's kicked in behind.
Oh,
is it going to stay in play?
Kick from Stephen James.
It is. Waldle has it.
In.
Jinx inside.
Beats the second.
He's done really well. He goes down, stays
run.
in touch. Great work from the fly half. And it's a good counter ruck from Rosslyn Park.
Great tackle from Ailes. Oh. Chatterton, my mistake.
And here comes Cleat. He's kicked in behind.
Oh,
and it's a foot race now. Who can get there first? It's Andy Riley.
Looked like Tom Stanton's feet just couldn't find any purchase on in the wet mud.
So it will be a goal line dropout. Andy Riley gave everything he had there to get onto that ball first.
That's nice to see. Is Sturgis' opposite man giving him a bit of a calf stretch, stave off the cramp.
Andy Riley looks like he's got a bit of cramp there as well after.
That will start to happen now as the game starts to slow down. You know, it's bitterly cold and your muscles are going to start seizing.
So time is off.
Of course, the clock won't stop for the live stream, but we're sat at 63:10 on the clock here at Park Lane. Tigers still leading 23-0.
It looks like there will be a change. Here's the referee.
Yeah, they just can't. Yeah. Can't shake it.
So there will be a replacement now for Tigers as Will Wotton will come on. It looks like he's going to be coming on for Matt Sturgis. So a change at scrum half.
Sturgis has had a great game. That's Nathan Pope coming on as well.
Yeah, so Nathan Pope is coming on. I'm assuming he's coming on for Andy Riley. He'll make way, so Nathan Pope will slot in at centre and Matt Lowe will shift to fullback.
Been missing a bit of Popey in the Tiger side today, Tom.
It's not a great kick.
Good take, though.
It's a very good take from Tom Bell. That pass is spilled.
Tigers getting very narrow in that last passage of play. Needs to be careful they don't create an overlap, because really it's anyone's ball in this game. It can be so easily taken and lost.
So, scrum for Tigers. Wotton puts it in play. Chatterton tried the pick up, but he's met.
He's done well to stay upright for that long.
That was 18. Chatterton having another run. And he's broke through one there. Good work from Isaac Deans. Rylance. Tigers just trying to get some territory here. Wotton tries to kick away, it's blocked. And Rosslyn Park have dived on it. There's room over to this right. It's Cordy Redden now. Offload to Stanton. And that's dropped by Keno. So it's another knock on. It's getting very muddy out there now, Joe.
Yeah, that red and gold jersey isn't looking so bright anymore. It's looking various shades of brown and maroon.
Apologies if you can hear any wind on the microphone.
Yeah, apologies. There's literally nothing we can do about it.
Just a strong scrum.
It's a very good scrum and a decent pickup from Chatterton.
Burtwell now.
Burtwell just taking that ball on the back foot. You know, it doesn't allow him to
Good carry from Matt Riley.
carry so much momentum.
Wotton. Connor James. Deans, and it's dropped.
Did he jump? Yeah.
So another scrum.
Same scrum, Sedge.
For anybody interested, I have no longer got feeling in my toes. It's very, very cold.
So the ball's put in. Strong scrum. It's a really strong scrum from Tigers. This has been a brilliant performance so far from the home side.
You can hear Gregory from here shouting, they don't want it. And honestly, it's starting to feel that way.
So tap and go from Matt Riley. Kicked in behind from
Lovely
Wotton.
little dink.
And Walker spills the ball.
I feel like he kept that. Just about.
Yeah, he just managed to keep hold of it. It's kicked now in behind from Rosslyn Park. That's a difficult one to deal with.
He
Lovely touch, though, from Charlie Wardle.
Took a second to think about that one, did as well. Where's he going?
And he kicks the ball in behind, and it trickles into touch. He's had a great game as the fly half, Charlie Wardle.
Quite often filling in at 9 as well, which of course he's familiar with playing. Stark addition to the back line.
So, 70 minutes played here at Park Lane. Still remains Tigers 23, Rosslyn Park 0. Line-out's collected.
Healthy contest in the air there as well.
The line-out wasn't collected well. There will be a knock-on. So Tigers will have a scrum now. Inside Rosslyn Park's half.
Paul Booth in the chat gone, yep, definitely watching from the right place today. All right, rub it in, why don't you?
And you'll be able to see on your screen there that the conditions as the flags have fell over because of the wind.
Got a man down in the corner there.
So another strong scrum. Wotton. He wants to have a run. He finds Henderson on the right.
Oh, he's making a great run.
He's still on his feet. He's down in the corner. Reece Henderson came into the game leading the league in tries. He's got another. He's 13 for the season. Tigers 28. Rosslyn Park 0. And I think that might just be the game, but it's also sealed the bonus point. 71 minutes played. Brilliant performance today from Tigers.
No, I was waiting for a bit of Henderson magic this game. He was definitely missing it. He had a fantastic game against Titans 2 weeks ago. And he's shown again how valuable he can be.
So Matt Sturgis is off. So Matt Law will be on kicking duties now as he lines this one up. Law. And that ball has gone backwards.
It has quite literally ended up further back than it started. That's hard to watch. But Tigers leading 28-0 regardless. You know, we've something to be happy for.
4 tries scored, so the bonus point's sealed. And as we approach the final 8 minutes, most likely the win.
That was an evil little restart. Yeah, he shot it just a foot over the heads. Whether or not that was intentional. Jack, watching all the way from Newcastle Uni, says good stuff, lads. Cheers, Jack. Great to hear from you.
Kicked away from Tigers. You've gained some yards there. And that line-out's intercepted by Chatterton, who's tapped it back. There's Wotton. And Ben Batouche just drops the ball.
Oh, I thought he did. Both sides really struggling to string any phases of play together with all the drop balls and so coming up on the last 5 or so minutes left of this game. Tigers still leading 28. (28-0). Markham with the put in, and it's a really strong Tiger scrum, and they've won the penalty. Tigers really dominating that area of play now. As Park struggle to string more than a few phases together when they're on the wall. Austin Downham will be rejoining the pitch for Tigers for Ben Batouche. So Austin has gone back into the front row. And it looks like Isaac Deans is slid into the flank. Scrum down, Tigers ball, Sturgis with the put in. And very even drive. Chaston comes out and slings it out wide. Henderson always gets a hand to it, but it just slips through his fingers. Giving Park the line out inside the Tigers half. And up goes Gillanders. I can't imagine line-ups will be easy in these conditions. If you can see on the stream, the rain is practically sideways now. And out the ball comes the Tigers' way, and out it goes again. And I think that's the game. Referees called it 2 minutes early. I think fair enough. The conditions were becoming unplayable. Great deal of mud on the ground we can see from up here, and the wind and the rain have just been relentless. But a great game between the hosts and the visitors today. Rosslyn Park came with every intention of putting some points on the board, weren't able to do so, and just allowed Sedge Tigers to capitalise on their mistakes and come away with the bonus point win. 4 tries on the board, 28-0 Tigers. 28-0 here at Park Lane as Tigers come away victorious.